Hello everybody, in this video we're going to talk about don't swing at the first pitch in a relationship. Don't go with the first girl you see. I know some of you have been liking these videos, want to talk about relationships and everything that I learned in my life about how to be a man that attracts a beautiful beauty like basketball princess. So here we are. In baseball, you the pitcher can pitch you a bad pitch, and you may not know about it, and you may swing at it and strike out. You may give it your best shot, right? Swing your bat at it and strike out. They can pitch you a curveball, maybe something else. The advice for the batter, the good advice for the batter, is not to swing at the first pitch, just to see what kind of ball the pitcher is pitching. And same with your relationship life. Don't settle for the first girl you see. You see a nice girl, if it's kind of early in your life, if you're not really settled in your career, if you're not really settled in your goals, if you wanted to travel, then be social, get to know people, make a lot of friends, and see what kind of people. Just people watch as you're making these friends, as you're being social. That way you can see what people are made of. Don't swing at the first pitch. So practice being social. Put yourself in social situations and enjoy being in the social situations that are embarrassing, that are uncomfortable, that might be painful or hurtful, where you might be picked on. Enjoy being in those situations. I look at my experiences with that, going to youth group, and sometimes people picking on me, or the guys picking on me for driving the car that they don't think is cool, and I thought it was all right, or I was like having these self-conscious thoughts of myself, embarrassed, and of like the thought I don't look right, or my voice isn't right, or my language isn't right. Like right now here in Miami, my Russian, with all the Russians we meet up, it's not the best. I've got an accent in Russian because my English is so much better than Russian. And some people point that out, and some kind of like joke about it or something, or say, oh, or they some correct me actually when I'm trying to speak Russian. And Dasha has been correcting me. She constantly corrects me, and I correct her English. So why am I saying that is before these types of situations would make me very uncomfortable, because I was so conscious on being right, being perfect, having everyone like me in the social setting, and for me to say the words correctly, or it doesn't matter. The thing that matters is that you go through these experiences, that you try, that you the real people will hear you from the heart, and it matters that you connect with people and get their social media or whatever, get their phone numbers, so you could follow up with them later and maybe build upon that connection. So, again, from a different angle in this video, I am encouraging you to put yourself in social situations where you will socialize. Yesterday at church, Pastor mentioned about pubs and clubs in Miami, and we shouldn't be at these places, and because we're following our faith, and godly people have no business in those places, but some say it's okay to go. And in my growing up in my Christian faith, I went to those places all the time, but I've never been inside because I was valet parking attendant, right? But I was uncomfortable in those situations. I thought this is where bad people go. Bad people go to do bad things, and this, not everybody is. It's not a good idea for everybody to go to pubs and clubs. But if you're a serious truck driver, if you do not drink, if you will never put your CDL commercial license at risk with alcohol, if you're just a rock, then you may benefit in social settings like pubs and clubs and bars. And you may even get kicked out for only drinking water. I got kicked out, when I decided I'm going to socialize, and it was like a Tuesday night, and there's no church meeting, and all the church people I know were working or something, but I already worked. I needed to go take a break off. I needed to socialize, talk to somebody. Talking to a drunk guy at the bar was so much fun. And hearing him say all his stuff, whatever he had to say, and I socialized with the guy, and I was like, wow, that's cool. I practice socially. So that's up to you to judge. I don't want to say, hey, you can go. I'm not saying, hey, go practice socializing in bars and clubs, but it's a great place for that because, first of all, no one's going to judge you, and they won't know who you are tomorrow, especially if they're drunk. But it's a great place to network to and learn from your bad social mistakes. Do not, I seriously got kicked out for just drinking water and just not doing anything, really. But I made some people unhappy with the questions I asked, I guess, or whatever. It was a good experience. They said, leave. I was like, oh, well, I didn't do anything wrong. And then I learned, every time I ask for water and a whole bunch of lemon, and I bring my cayenne pepper and put it in the glass so I can drink my cayenne pepper lemon, I made sure I tipped at least $2 or $3 to, especially if they're busy, tip them like a little bit more for the water. I know it sounds like incorrect, but it's just water, but it's for the atmosphere, for the chance to socialize with others. I had some great times at bars not drinking, just fantastic times. There was a time I was talking to some people, some guys, they were doing like a dice rolling game, and I was like, hey, how does that work? Put the dice in a cup and roll it, and whoever rolls gets doubles and wins the money in the pile. And I was like, oh, okay. They told me how it works, and I was like, well, I got $2. Can I go in the next round? And they're like, yeah, hey, where are you from and stuff. And so we talked. This was in San Francisco, by the way. So it's a small local bar where not a lot of tourists go, a lot of local people, and you could learn about I learned some things about San Francisco. And so somehow I rolled 2 6s out of the cup. And all these drunk guys that have been playing this game for an hour probably, they are like, you a-hole, in a happy way. You stole all our money, and I got like $30, right? And I was like, well, I threw in $2, and now I got 30. Might as well buy you all a pitcher of beer. And they're like, yeah! So I buy them a pitcher of beer, and I keep $10. And we had a good social time. They got even more drunker, and I got to socialize with them. It was a good time. I learned some things about San Francisco. So that's up to you if you can handle being in an environment where a lot of people are just crazy. And don't stay there too long. It's like, have your 1, 2, 3 interactions, and when you feel the social momentum getting slower, get out of there and go to the next place. A couple times I had no conversations in bars or something, like not socially, and then I just go walking down the street and just see a guy sitting on a bench, and I would talk to him, and then some other people would be walking by, we'd ask him. Just put yourself in situations like that where you socialize with people. You'll be blown away at the things that happen, at the stories people tell you. I mean, one guy, he was drinking drink after drink, and I was like, hey man, what's going on here? You've drank quite the alcohol tonight. He was like, yeah. And this was during the Obama days, right? And there was some subsidized housing thing going on that Obama had signed. And this guy was like a real estate investor, businessman, owner. And he was upset because his real estate deals were going away and they're not going as good. And I was like, well, buddy, shape up. I got his number. I was like, sober up. We got to do something. Like some people got evicted, and I actually followed up with the guy and helped him talk through cleaning up his place and selling it, and then he ended up moving to Hawaii, splitting a plot of land into 4 and living on one of those plots, and his number got disconnected. So great times, but I helped the guy sober up a little bit. I was like, hey, well, you don't really need to drink your problems away. It's kind of easy to solve them. And I talked through, helped him talk through his problems. I brainstormed a couple solutions. So I think that's it for the video. If you like these videos, and if you want more content from stuff that I learned from, go to sergethecarhauler.com, click on shop on the top hand right, and click on how to attract the girl you want. I have packed suitcase full of videos that I learned from that you may benefit from, and I put that package together for a few dollars for you. While you're truck driving, you can learn how to be a man and be more social and get your American dream coming true, one video at a time, one social experience at a time, hauling one car at a time, making one video on YouTube at a time.